So after closing over $100,000 in sales in the past 6 months, there's been 3 key lessons that I've really learned. Number 1 is that getting leads is the most important thing that you have to master for your business. The second thing is that you don't have to worry about sales if you don't have leads coming into your business. And the third thing is that you don't have to worry about doing an amazing service or providing the best service out there if you don't have leads or sales or clients coming into your business. Alright, welcome back to another video. If you are new, make sure to pound the subscribe button and hit the like button while you're here, just to let YouTube know that you're interested in this type of content and you want to see more of it. Also, it does help me out, so I really appreciate that. Also, if you want to join our free Facebook community, head down to the link in the description. We do 2 live trainings every single month, so check out the link there. I'm in there almost every single day answering questions. So head over there if you want to get some advice from me on how you can start your agency in the best way possible. Alright, so the first point I talked about is that getting leads is the most important thing that you have to master in your agency. So yeah, whether you want to run a social media marketing agency or you want to run a freelancing business, getting leads is literally the lifeblood of the entire business. If you don't have leads, you do not have anything. So your job is to find people who are interested in what you have to offer and have them continually coming in every single week and every month into your funnel. It's the harsh reality that if you don't have a predictable or consistent way to bring those leads in, to get those people interested, you're never going to have this big booming business. It's just not going to happen. Ultimately, as I said, it is a lifeblood, so you do have to master this. Now, there's an absolute ton of ways in which you can get leads for your agency or your freelance business. You can do cold calls, you can do cold DMs, you can do cold emails. The list is endless. My advice to you is to try a few of those tactics and just find which ones work best for you. So for example, me, cold calling does not work for me. I do not enjoy it. I really don't see much value in it, whereas cold email and cold messaging on Instagram works incredibly well for me. And you don't have to master all of these. You can literally pick 1 or 2 and become really good at those. And to be honest, we've really only had like 1 to 2 ways in which we get leads into our business, and that's allowed us to close 100k in revenue just from that. We basically just became really good at those 2 ways of generating leads, and we just basically doubled down on it. So to recap that point, leads is literally the most important thing, so you should be spending most of your time on that. And basically what you can do is try a few different strategies, see what works best for you. And if you want to get the strategies I use and the scripts and templates and tactics I use, check out the link in the description. I've got my 6-figure roadmap linked down there. You can check that out, where you get all of my templates, scripts, and basically everything that I do, so you can copy what I do. The last thing I want to say on that point is that you have to make the whole process of lead generation and getting leads into a system. You have to make it so it's very predictable and consistent. If you have a business where, let's say, you have 50 leads coming in 1 week and then the next week you have 5, it's very inconsistent, it's very up and down, and that's ultimately not going to be good for your mental health. So what you want to do is make sure you have a system, right? So what I mean by that is that every single week that if I send out 50 DMs or I send out 100 emails, I will on average have 5 to 10 leads coming in. So really make this into a system. Whether you want to start off with DMs or emails, go down that route of sending maybe 100 a week for a few weeks, see how many responses you're getting, see how many people are actually interested, and then you can know, right, if I want to get 5 leads, I have to send maybe 50 emails. Or if I want to get 2 clients, I have to send 70 emails, right? So make it into that system and make it into a process. The second thing is that sales is really, really important. But there's no point of being the best salesperson if you don't have a way to get leads. When I first started, I thought I had to be a sales master if I wanted to hit that 6-figure mark, and I was completely wrong. Being a sales master will make it easier and you'll probably close more deals. But as I mentioned, if you don't have leads coming in, you're not going to have any sales calls to do. So basically, don't stress about sales until you've got plenty of leads coming in. All you got to do is just know the basics, be confident in yourself and know how to handle a sales call. You don't have to be a sales master, and you got to focus mainly on the lead side first, and then switch your attention to sales once you've got the leads coming in. And to be honest, as I continue on this journey of doing more sales calls every single week, I've really come to the realization that most sales calls that I do are simply just a conversation. Right? So there's normally no crazy selling tactics going on or no kind of objection handling. It's really just a conversation between me and the person who's interested, because at this stage they've shown that they're interested, otherwise they wouldn't be on the call with me. And secondly, they've actually seen what we've done. We make sure that they look at our case studies and things that we've done, so when they are talking to us, they're really just asking us a few questions about how they can get started. Now, obviously, you're going to do a few little tactics in there. You're going to be using some strategies to kind of push them closer to actually closing and signing up with you. But ultimately, it's really just a conversation at the end of the day. But as I continue on this journey, I've also realized that I am definitely not the best salesperson out there. There's definitely times where I could have closed deals or I could have signed clients and I didn't, because I'm not that into sales. I'm okay at it. I do a fine job, but I'm not a master at it. So what I've realized is that maybe I need to start looking for a salesperson. And I've started that process, and that's something that I'm probably going to be doing in the next couple of weeks and over the next probably 1 to 2 months, is getting a salesperson in, because one, they could be better than me, and then two, it means that I have more time to run the business and do other things. So to recap on that, just don't stress about the sales, focus on the leads, get them coming in, and just build your confidence as you go. The more sales calls you do, the better you will get. Your first 1 to 5 sales calls are probably going to be terrible, and my first ones are absolutely shocking. But ultimately what you can do is just basically build up your confidence, learn from each one, and then after some time you'll be more confident and it'll just be much easier for you to close those deals. And the third thing is that you should not worry about providing the best service if you don't have any clients, if you don't have any leads coming in, and you don't have any sales calls. So I know you're probably hearing this and you're like, yeah, but I have to be able to give a good service. And I totally understand what you're saying. The thing is, I spent all of my time at the start focused on the service, right? I didn't focus on leads, I didn't focus on sales, and I spent all this time making these little, spreadsheets and systems of the service I was going to do, how much work it would take each day, and none of that really mattered. None of that got me anywhere, and I ended up scrapping all of that and basically just focusing on the leads and sales, and that's when things actually started working out for my agency. At the end of the day, nobody's going to know if you have the best service in the world if you cannot get leads and you cannot get sales. It's like having an amazing product and then never doing any marketing or putting it anywhere and just letting it sit in your room. With social media marketing and freelancing, it's just the harsh truth. You've got to focus on the leads and sales, and then when you've got those coming in and you've got clients, you've got sales and all of that, then you can switch your attention to build up a better system to deliver a better service to your clients. Because don't get me wrong, it's extremely important and you must deliver a good service, but there's no point to having the best service if you don't have actual people coming in who want to buy that service. Basically, you should focus on leads, then sales, and then your service. Alright guys, hopefully that clears things up for you and kind of gives you a bit of clarity on what I've kind of learned from closing over 100k in sales in the past 6 months, but more importantly, what you should actually be focusing on. Right? So you don't need to be focusing on the things that aren't going to be bringing in those leads and bringing in those clients. So for now, focus on the leads, focus on the sales, worry about the service later, and you'll be all good. So again, if you want to join the free Facebook community, link to that will be in the description. And before you go, make sure you leave a like and make sure that the notification bell is turned on, because I'm going to be posting 2 to 3 times minimum per week going forward, so you're going to see a lot more content from me. And as always, if you want to get the 6-figure roadmap, link to that is in the description. It's got all my scripts, templates, outreach methods, how to get leads, how to do sales calls. Got all of that information in there, so check that out.